Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Battlespot Doubles episode. So, last week we had our episode with our Tapu Lele kind of rain core that we were playing. Had a good couple of games with our Hydreigon kind of showing off that Black Hole Eclipse, which is a lot of fun. We continued it on Thursday with the live stream, and my play in general and the stream wasn't great, and I'm still kind of getting used to kind of looking at the chat and playing at the same time. So, as we go through the stream, hopefully that'll kind of pave its way out. And I feel like I'm kind of coming back into a bit more of a steady playing pattern with myself anyway. He says, I hope you guys are alright. But just on a side note, while I can remind you, I am planning on doing a 1k special, a 1000 sub special episode. So I'm definitely going to be doing a giveaway, like a little competition, I guess, for that episode. So I ordered some prizes for it, and the prizes arrived today. So here's a sneak preview at what you guys could win. I kind of decided to go with Mimikyu and Snorlax because it's kind of a popular core in the VGC 17. That's kind of where we started the channel, so I thought it was kind of a fitting prize to go with the Mimilax. And there's super nice plushies as well, really nice plushies. So stick around. The 1k special will be over the weekend. I'll probably drop that on Saturday this weekend because I'm just a bit tied up for time this week in general, and I haven't got much time outside of the normal schedule with videos, and I don't want to cut into anything this week, so I kind of want to make a bit of a thing with it. So we'll do that on Saturday this week, so do look out for that and keep an eye out for the prize draw, and hopefully some of you might get lucky. I might even throw some other stuff in as well, so we'll see. But it's just a big thank you to you guys anyway for all the support and continued being amazingness that you've given me since I started doing the channel, and hopefully I can start kind of paying some of that back as well with just these little gifts and things like that. Just kind of a way for me to say thank you to all you guys for everything that you kind of do for the channel. But on to this week. So last week on the channel, during our Battlespot Doubles episode, we had a request to play a couple of teams. So I said, yeah, this week we are playing those teams. So I'm super sorry, I can't remember your username off the top of my head, but this is a request that you kind of put in, and I'm quite happy to do it because the team archetypes are really cool, and it'll be a lot of fun to play. So the first team we are going to feature today, I'm going to boot up my QR code, and I need to give a big shout out to Shira for suggesting this. I took pictures on my phone so I don't need to go backwards and forwards. It's such a cool idea. So there it is, the team is here. So the first team we're going to play today, we're going to play 2 QR code teams today. We'll have a game with both of them, and if we've got time at the end we'll come back and play whichever one we kind of like the most. But the first team is this Salamence, which is going to be Mega Salamence, Double Edge, Roost, Dragon Dance, Protect, Tapu Fini with Muddy Water, Moonblast, Calm Mind, Protect, kind of IAP, a Berry Hold in there, Volcarona. It has got the Quiver Dance set with Flamethrower, Giga Drain, and the Z move, which is pretty insane. That's going to be hitting like a truck if you can get a Quiver Dance up. We've got Aegislash there, which is kind of your standard Aegislash, another Z holder though, with the Ghostium Z. Raikou with Thunderbolt, Reflect, Snarl, and Protect, so a bit more of a support kind of style Raikou, and I love Raikou, it's so good. It's like, I always think it's never used quite enough, and that may be because, you know, Landorus Therian form is quite popular, but it's just such a good Pokemon in general, and it offers a lot of really good support and offense at the same time. And then we round off the team with Alolan Persian, which is nice to see in this new format because, you know, it did make a big splash in the VGC 17 format when it first got introduced as an Alolan form. So it'll be nice to see how it kind of transitions into this Open Dex format. And we're not too far away, are we, till Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon come out. I am so hyped for it, guys. If you are hyped as me, let me know in the comment section below what you're looking forward to most, what you would love to see in those games, and what you would love to see in the new VGC 18 format, which is probably as close to the Battlespot Doubles format as we're going to get at the moment. But we have our first opponent of the day, and they're running a team of Charizard, which you've got to imagine is probably Charizard Y. No other mega options on the team. Suicune, Cortana, Tapu Koko, Crocodile, the King Crook, and Buzzwole. So, really cool kind of looking team there with the inclusion of 2 Ultra Beasts. We've got the the Tapu Koko for terrain control. Suicune's probably going to be your Tailwind setter. Can't discount Calm Mind variant. You've got Intimidate support from the Crocodile, and then Charizard Y just being Charizard Y. So we need to be very mindful of that, very careful with that, because it's going to be super threatening, along with other Pokemon like Kartana and Tapu Koko and Buzzwole and everything on the team. So how are we going to set up against this? I don't know if we really want to bring Volcarona, because the Charizard kind of puts a lot of pressure onto it, as well as that Suicune. We could go like Raikou's quite nice, especially if we see the terrain come out. So I'm kind of tempted to go Raikou. Let's go Salamence. Let's go Tapu Fini. And for our last Pokemon, I think Aegislash isn't bad here, but maybe we kind of prefer a little bit of support from the Persian, because a Parting Shot could be quite nice as well. So let's lock in, see how we get on in this first game. It should be really exciting though, really good. And like I always say on these episodes, if you've got requests that you want to see, or certain team builds or certain archetypes played on this series in particular, do let me know, because it's a little bit unfortunate. It's a bit like a School of Hard Knocks series at the minute, playing VGC 17 rules. It will be coming to an end soon. We are going to be getting Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so we'll be kind of combining this series with our School of Hard Knocks. But we may look outside to do a little side series alongside it once a week. Maybe bring back the QR code series as well. But do let me know if you've got any suggestions, strong things that you'd like to see before we kind of transition into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in the next couple of weeks. But we see my opponent here lead off with Tapu Koko and Suicune. We do see the electric terrain get activated on the field, which is going to help our Raikou. And, you know, Mega Salamence here isn't really going to want to see an Ice Beam or a Dazzling Gleam come its way. So what do we do? I mean, we could just T-Bolt into the Suicune, but it's a pretty obvious play. I think I want to maybe just go for a Snarl here with Raikou. Just a lot of the special attack power from both of these special attackers. And I'm just going to Mega Evolve and Protect here with Salamence. The worst thing that could happen here is that we see a Tailwind come out from the Suicune, but maybe it feels really threatened by the Raikou, especially with the electric terrain being up on the field. So let's see what it goes for. Ooh, so we see a Light Screen come out from the Koko. It's more of a support variant. Suicune isn't protecting though, so might not even have Protect, but we do get that Snarl off, which is going to be quite important for supporting our partnering Pokemon, I guess. So we do hit both targets as well, and just an Ice Beam into the Salamence, so that's fine. I mean, we still don't really want to be leaving Salamence in play here. I think I want to start chipping down the Suicune. The thing that we always have to kind of be aware of is that Suicune has access to a move called Terracott, and Terracott doubles the damage taken and kind of returns it back onto the Pokemon that delivered that attack. So I do have to be a little mindful of that. So I might just go for another Snarl and just readjust, and we'll probably see maybe a Dazzling Gleam come out here and another Ice Beam. So I am just going to switch in Fini, get rid of this electric terrain, and just go for another Snarl just to further reduce the damage output from my opponent's side of the field. We will get rid of the electric terrain as well, which is kind of a boosty bonus for our side, but at the same time it's not helping Raikou out too much. So we do see a Dazzling Gleam come out from that Tapu Koko. It reveals that it is Life Orb as well. We do get another Snarl off. Further reducing the special attack of both targets. And it might give us the opportunity to start going for some Calm Minds this next turn. So we take an Ice Beam comfortably though. So, does my opponent adjust here? I feel like they probably want to adjust. And maybe bring in Kartana is maybe an option. So we could go for a Reflect here. Just kind of anticipating that. We could bring in Salamence again, to be honest, because it's not a bad option. I can't see an Ice Beam coming out onto Tapu Fini. And we might just see a Volt Switch of all things come out onto the Salamence. So let's go for that. Let's kind of play it into my opponent. Yeah, so there's a Koko withdraw. Kartana coming in. Okay. See what this Suicune goes for. I can't see it going for an Ice Beam into that Tapu Fini slot. So we get the Reflector. But now we're in a nice position to start putting a bit of pressure onto that Kartana as well. Suicune goes for a Tailwind. But we've got the Reflect up now, so that's quite nice support for us going into the next couple of turns. I think I want to probably start attacking this Suicune. So let's go for a Thunderbolt. I mean, I can't see the Kartana protecting here, to be honest. I mean, we could go for another Snarl and then just a Double Edge, because we do have access to Roost. So we could just Double Edge into the Kartana. It's going to do a hefty bit of damage. Yeah, let's go for that. Get some damage off into that slot. So the Leaf Blade just coming straight out into Raikou. Doing decent damage as well, and a Scald as well. Kind of playing into the fact that we're not going to be going for an attack with Salamence here. We get a little bit of chip onto both Pokemon, further reduce the attack power of that Suicune, and we'll get a Double Edge into the Kartana. Let's see what this does. Not quite a kill. But I think we could probably... Let's see what options we've got in the back. For us, we have got Persian. Let's protect Raikou here, and let's go for a Dragon Dance. Because if we Dragon Dance here, we get through this turn, we can protect on the next turn, and then the Tailwind runs out, and then Salamence is going to be outspeeding everything. So, bound to see an Ice Beam though this turn, I think, from that Suicune. Smart Strike. Ooh, doubling into the Salamence. So my opponent playing it really smart here, kind of. Yeah, and the Ice Beam doubling in. -3. Do we take this? We do. Just about. Okay. So, my opponent's light screen does wear off. I think what I'm going to do is just switch in Persian here. And I'm going to just protect Salamence. Because the Tailwind won't run out this next turn. And at least with the Persian on the field, we've got access to Fake Out as well. And you've got to imagine at least one attack coming from my opponent into that slot. See a Leaf Blade come into the Persian, but we take that quite comfortably in an Ice Beam into the Salamence slot. And Tailwind pitters out. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to go for a Fake Out into the Suicune and just Roost with Salamence just to get some health back. No Protect coming out from the Kartana though. We do get the Roost with Salamence. And a Sacred Sword onto the Persian. But with that Reflect in play, we are able to take that. Suicune does flinch, our Reflect does wear off, so we need to take down the Kartana now. Let's go for a... Yeah, let's go for a Taunt into the Suicune, because it might try and get that Tailwind off again, and just let's Double Edge into the Kartana slot. So yeah, we want to just remove that from play. So we do pick up the KO there. And we will get a Taunt off. So hopefully the Suicune wants to try and go for a Tailwind here, because I think it's one of its better options to try and deal with this +1 Salamence at this point. Yeah, so it does go for the Tailwind. We shut that down. And we'll see probably Tapu Koko. Yeah, Tapu Koko come in now. He's going to get that Electric Terrain up. It's quite easy for my opponent here just to go for a Dazzling Gleam. I'm going to switch in Raikou. And I'm just going to protect Salamence here. Because I kind of want to maneuver into a position where I get Persian back onto the field. So we might lose Raikou here to a potential Dazzling Gleam. Yeah. And because it's Life Orb, it's going to be doing a lot more damage than it would normally be doing. It does take Raikou down. And what we're going to see from this Suicune? Just an Ice Beam. Okay. So we can get Persian in. Just fake out the Koko, I guess. I mean, we could double into the Koko here, but we're probably better off just going for a bit of damage onto this Suicune now. Koko just protecting. So that fake out is going to be into that Koko slot. Is this going to be enough? It is. Wow, okay. You kind of forget sometimes how powerful Salamence is. And let's see what my opponent's last Pokemon is. We might even be able to pick up the KO onto the Tapu Koko with Salamence now. You know, the Double Edge might actually be enough. So what we'll do is go for a Parting Shot into the Charizard Y and just go for a Double Edge into the Koko. Oh, it's Charizard X. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, totally throwing us. That Parting Shot's going to be a lot handier, I think, now. Double Edge. Is it enough? +1. Take down a Koko. It is. Okay, Salamence is just insanely good with Dragon Dance. We do take a bit of recoil, but we are going to get that Parting Shot off. And it's likely that we see a Dragon Claw into that Salamence slot to kind of get rid of it. But we are going to have Persian to bring in next to our Tapu Fini. To help us close this game out, which should make it quite easy for us. So, gonna bring Finny in, get that Misty Terrain up, which does affect actually. Ooh, Will-O-Wisp. Oh, but we get a little bit lucky there. The Will-O-Wisp missing. Nice tech though from the Chawai. I think we just go Moonblast and Double Edge here. My opponent just forfeits. That Will-O-Wisp was a bit unfortunate, but at the same time, I think we still had the match in the bag with the resources that we had left. But really interesting and exciting game, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, what we'll do, we'll move on to our next team that we're going to feature today. And this team, of course, as well, guys, I will link all of the QR codes that we're using in today's episode down in the description below. So if you guys want to go away after this episode and test any of these teams out yourselves, then you can do that by just hopping into the description, clicking on the link over to the Global Link website and going from there. So, is this the next one that we've got? Let's see. This is the next one we've got. So, this team is another very cool team. So, can we scan the QR code? Is it going to work? I feel like it's not working. There we go. Excellent. I felt like it was just going to go round and round in circles. So, team on your screen right now. This is from Yuzia. I think I'm probably butchering that, as I normally do with online names. But the team is very cool. So we've got Whimsicott, new favourite to the channel. We've got Gengar, which is a Mega Gengar, which has Protect, Disable, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, holding the Gengarite. The Whimsicott, just to recap, it's holding the Choice, the Focus Sash, Tailwind, Fake Tears, Encore, Beat Up, with that Terrakion. And the nice thing, if you guys have never heard of the Terracott combination, so I don't know when it first kind of appeared. I think 2013 maybe. No, sorry, 2011 I think, when Black and White first came out. So Terrakion has this ability, Justified. Anytime it gets hit with a Dark type move, its attack gets boosted by 1 stage. Now Whimsicott has access, it's faster, and it has access to speed control and tailwind, so you can set that up first, and then the next turn following that you can go for a beat up, and beat up works, it hits for as many times as you've got party members. So you've got 4 party members in your team, you've got the Whimsicott, the Terrakion, and 2 Pokemon in the back. It will hit 4 times as long as nothing's fainted, so that means it's hitting Terrakion 4 times, giving it a +4 boost. And then Terrakion, being very fast, I think it's base 108 speed stat, is going to be able to launch off rock slides, earthquakes, close combats, and all sorts. So it's just ridiculously powerful, and if you can get it set up, it's just disgusting. So moving on to the Terrakion, it is also holding the Fight TMZ just to further boost those close combats. It has got earthquake and rock slide. Then we've got Landorus Therian form holding the Ground EMZ, superpower, earthquake, rock tomb, and rock slide. I like the inclusion of rock tomb there for a bit of speed control. Then we've got a Suicune of our own, this time around with Tailwind, Snarl, Scald, and Ice Beam holding a Citrus Berry, and rounding off the team with Charizard Y with Heat Wave, Overheat, Solar Beam, and Protect. So quite standard Charizard Y, but I don't know why you would really deviate from that other than putting maybe Tailwind on it, or even Substitute, maybe. But we'll go on to this next game, and hopefully it's as good as that last one. I really enjoyed that last game, so this should be a lot of fun. I do really like Whimsicott Mega Gengar. It's such a good pair. It really is a really strong pairing. But we have our next opponent, and they're running a team of Greninja, Umbreon, Gyarados, Alolan Muck, Crocodile, and Hydreigon. Great. A team of dog types, a mono dog type team. Something that our Mega Gengar is not really going to want to face down against at all. But we do have, there's not really any Trick Room users on my opponent's team, so we can quite happily go for the Terracott combination here, and kind of really want to just lead off with that, to be honest. What do we want to bring in the back? Probably want to bring Landorus. It's going to be nice against a lot of things. We do need to be a bit careful against that Greninja though. That is one thing that can cause us a few problems. But I think probably want to go Char-Y and Landorus. I think out of our options there, that's probably the best kind of combination we can go for here. First time I think we've brought Mega Gengar on the channel. We might have brought it in a QR code back ages ago when we did one of our very early episodes. But classic to run into a mono dog type team, especially with Greninja as well. So we lead off with our Whimsicott Terrakion, and we're going to see my opponent lead off with Gyarados and Greninja. So nice lead from my opponent, getting the Intimidate off with that Gyarados before it potentially Mega Evolves. You've got to imagine it probably is the Mega on this team. Like Greninja threatens us pretty heavily with our Terrakion. I think we have to try and go for a Tailwind here, and we'll just protect Terrakion. Hopefully Whimsicott gets through this turn unscathed, and if it does, it means we will be able to potentially get a beat up off this next turn. See the Gyarados Mega Evolve into Mega Gyarados. And we do protect Terrakion here. And we do get the Tailwind off, which is nice, but let's see where my opponent's attacks are coming in on. Ooh, Map Block, okay. So, don't mind this at all. And are we going to just see a Dragon Dance coming out from the Gyarados? Yeah. But that's not going to matter too much, because we can get this beat up off. The problem is, does this Greninja attack into Terrakion and protect the Mega Gyarados? Because it could be sashed as well, that's the other thing. One thing I could do is lock. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for an Encore into the Greninja, lock it into Map Block, and I'm going to go for a Fightinium all out pummeling into the Gyarados, because we will outspeed it now if we're under a tailwind. And it just takes the possibility of that Greninja being able to kind of, if we target the Gyarados into a Protect maybe here, it kind of makes it a bit awkward for us if the Greninja just picks up the KO onto the Terrakion straight away. So just locking it out makes this play a lot more consistent. It's a lot safer as well, so we shouldn't really be losing too many resources. But we just see the Greninja withdraw here. We see Muck come in. We see an Encore. It doesn't do anything, but we are going to get this all-out pummeling from Terrakion, which is kind of overkill. But we just need to make sure. We are on -1, but this should be more than enough to take down this Gyarados. It is obviously part Dark type once it Mega Evolves, going Water and Dark from its flying and Water type before that. I was kind of worried there it wasn't going to take it out, but I don't think we needed to worry at all, really. So we do take down the Gyarados, which is nice. And we'll see what my opponent brings in next. Now, if it is that Greninja, we can go for a Beat Up, and we could probably go Beat Up Earthquake. And a +3, yeah. +3 Earthquake will probably be enough to take down both targets. And it's probably a little bit more consistent than a Rock Slide here. So, let's go for it. And I don't think a +3 Earthquake will take down Wimmy. We've still got our Focus Sash as well if it does do crazy damage. But let's go for that. So there's the Beat Up coming out. I'm pleased we're getting to feature it as well. So there's one. Doing 1 hit point of damage as well, which is super nice. There's 2. So this puts us to +1 now. One more. +2. So it's technically like, after an Intimidate, like a physical Tail Claw almost, which is just insane. And Terrakion's already like stupidly powerful. So hitting 4 times, you do get the Earthquake off. It's just about if that Greninja is sashed or not, and it might be, but it's not. No sash at all. So we do take down both targets pretty comfortably, and Terrakion's in like some crazy place now, just going to be able to absolutely run through whatever comes in next, because we know it's going to be a Dark type, and it is going to be Hydreigon. So, and we can continue just going for beat ups, to be honest, just to kind of, just for funsies really, isn't it? As Ben Kiriaki would say, just for funsies. So +4. And you can kind of see how devastating this like combination is if you don't respect it, if you don't give it room, if you give it a little bit of room to set up, it is so hard to deal with. And I can like remember back to past formats so much when you just make the one wrong play against this pairing, and it's just devastating. And there's not really much coming back from it once it is set up. So we do get the beat up off, close combat into the Hydreigon, and pick up the KO. And very good game to my opponent, but just showing how strong that combination is. And it's really nice, like I say, to kind of feature it, because it is one of the main things behind the core of this team. I know we've got the Mega Gengar there, but I think the basic premise of the team is to kind of showcase and utilize that Whimsicott Terrakion combination there. So really nice to see it. And I think because the first match was a little bit longer than we probably liked it to be, we'll leave things there, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I really hope you've enjoyed the games today. It's been great. But like I always say, if you've got suggestions or things that you would like to see in future episodes before we kind of merge into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because once they come out, we will be putting all of our, like, all concentration will be on those games and everything around that. So we might take a little bit of a step back from the side series and things for a little while, and especially this one, because the new format will be so similar to this. We'll just kind of merge it into that. So if there's things you want to see played before we kind of go into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, do let me know and I'll make it happen on the channel. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, do drop a like down below. It does massively help the channel out. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe, because We have a ton of VGC content, and it'll just be getting even bigger when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon do drop on the 17th of November. I think it's the 17th, I'm pretty sure. It's sometime in November anyway. But we'll wrap things up there, guys. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you're all well. Hope you all have an amazing evening, whatever you end up getting up to. And I will see you all next week for another episode of our Battle Spot Double Series. So until then, guys, you take care of yourselves, and bye-bye!